Hey everyone, hope you're doing well. Wow, unbelievable. Unbelievable. So here we have the gentleman working 7 days a week for 22 years to keep his home. Paid it off. Now all of a sudden there's a water bill. All of a sudden we have this interesting water bill. And what is it? The sale amount, they're saying the bill is $5,057.71. It's in lien status. Let's just cut to a chase. My opinion on this right here, I call a bunch of nonsense. It makes me wonder if somebody with the city, with NYC, if somebody with NYC is maybe affiliated. Again, I'm asking the question because I don't know. If someone with NYC might be affiliated with that trust. The home is worth $800,000. They want to collect $5,000 and talk about you don't want people to lose their home. That's total BS. Here's a good way to do that. You can turn the water off. That's a heck of a notification right there. But that didn't happen. Not because they're caring. No, I think because they want the house. They want the house.
That stunning story of a man fighting to keep his home. He worked for 22 years to pay off the mortgage on his home in Brooklyn, only to find out that it was auctioned off. He had been paying his water bill, but it turns out there was an old bill he never knew about. But the city sold the debt to a private investor who then sold his $800,000 home at an auction. And thousands of New Yorkers could be at risk of the very same thing.
Why didn't the city send the man a certified letter? They could have turned the water off, sent a certified letter. You couldn't post anything on the door. And see, I find it kind of interesting. Oh, once it goes to the trust, then it doesn't appear on your bill. So while you're still working, just when a man has paid the house off, oh my, how convenient. I smell a rat. Why didn't you turn the water off in 2019? Now that it's paid off, again, it makes me wonder if someone with the city is affiliated with their trust, some kind of connection. How the heck you going to auction off a house? Well, you owe $5,000 for a water bill. Again, the first notification of turn the water off. That'll get the attention.
Investigative reporter Dan Kraft is here now with this exclusive report. Dan.
Liz, the city takes action against people who don't pay their property taxes or water bills. It is leading to people losing their homes. In this case, it's for a bill that was worth less than 1% of the value of his home. In the middle of the night,
wow.
This is what the Brown family in Brooklyn woke up to. Strangers using power tools to try to get into their home.
Wow.
Only to find later, those strangers had a legal right to be there.
I don't want anybody to go through what I'm going through. It's more than I can bear.
Fillmore Brown bought his home back in 1996, worked 7 days a week for more than 2 decades to pay it off, only to learn it was sold out from under him.
It's rough, it's tough. I cannot eat, I cannot drink, I cannot sleep. I cannot stay at the house.
Wow.
That was your American dream.
That was
They're stealing it.
Only dream.
Back in 2019, Brown had just finished paying off the mortgage, but says he didn't know he had an unpaid water bill for $5,000. Did you know that you had an outstanding water bill?
No. If I didn't know, I would pay just as I.
And I think that's the whole idea. So they don't want you to know. Now the house is paid off. Go ahead and auction. How do we know somebody in that trust or somebody with the city or somebody affiliated with the city didn't buy the house? Auctioned off for a $5,000 debt, a little over $5,000. And it's worth $800,000. How do we know that somebody with the city or with NYC with that trust is not affiliated? This is how people can build wealth, by just taking from others. Again, one sure way to get his attention would be to cut the water off. You can't just, they sent letters out, really and truly. And then it said they gave the paper to someone downstairs. Well, who the heck is an idiot downstairs that didn't give the man the paper? Either way it goes, I smell they just want the man's house. A sure way to do it, again, just turn the water off and let him know. Either make payment arrangements. They didn't do that. Why? I think they want the house. Well,
here's what happens in New York City with larger unpaid water and tax bills. The city sells the unpaid bills to what's called a trust, which is a group of investors.
Hold on. So the city sells the bill to a trust. Again, I wonder if anybody with the city is connected. They're probably getting it for a fraction, like maybe some kind of debt collector.
And up to those investors to collect the money with interest. If the balance isn't paid, the home can go into foreclosure and be bought at auction. That's what happened to Mr. Brown.
It's stolen from me, and I need it back.
The city says they sent numerous notices warning him of a pending lien. Notices Mr. Brown says he did not receive.
And I believe him. I find it hard to believe a man going to work 7 days a week for 22 years and just ignore it. I do not believe it at all. I don't believe the city. I think this right here is a way for the city to take homes from hardworking Americans, and in particular, given the numbers, African Americans and minority neighborhoods. And it's things like that. People got to start learning to activate, not get active because I'm gonna march in the street because somebody pissed me off. You're gonna have to learn to get activated, because that right there, compiling information, this is gonna keep on happening. Where's the freaking lawsuit against the city? This is how people can build wealth on the backs of others.
Court documents then show the investors served someone at his home with papers in November of 2020 during the height of the pandemic that they were foreclosing. Mr. Brown claims he didn't get it.
I would pay it with no problem.
He lives on the top floor of his home and rents out the lower 2 units to other families.
He said he didn't know anything about this, and I believe him.
The attorneys working on his case say he has paid thousands of dollars in taxes and water bills since then.
He just paid a water bill this year, in the thousands of dollars. So it's just heart-wrenching.
She says once his old bill was put into trust, it did not show up on his current bills.
See, even that right there, as I said before, said again, they have systems in place. So once the old bill goes to the trust, it doesn't show up on the current bill. Oh, let me guess. Sounds like to me they don't want you to be aware of it.
His old bill was put into trust. It did not show up on his current bills. The two payment systems aren't connected.
And I think it's all by design. So once the old bill is in a trust, because of course anyone's going to pay it or at least call about it, these two systems are not connected. That right there tells me all I need to know. This right here, that it is by design. As I said before, while some people are sitting up playing, others are sitting up planning. Why wouldn't it show on a past due bill until it's paid? Makes me think they don't want you to see it. Why? They want the house. They want your house. $800,000 property. So he's got 2 apartments downstairs, obviously. And he's on the 3rd floor. And you are $5,000. Again, the easiest thing to do, the quickest way to get the attention is to turn the water off and say, hey, you got 24 hours to contact us. Make a payment arrangements or pay the bill. That didn't happen. No, they left it on. Then the bills are separated. So why would you not put it on his bill so he could see that? It's all by design is what I think. Systems in place, highway robbery to build wealth off the backs of others. Listen to this part.
We will be following his case, and he's not alone. Just this year, more than 6,800 people had their water liens put into a trust for not paying their water bills. Our ABC data team found a majority of them live in minority neighborhoods.
6,800 people, the majority live in minority neighborhoods. And what you want to bet? It's not happening to probably a lot of wealthy neighbors. Under attack. This is crazy. Again, there has to be some kind of relation. I'm starting to think that. This is all done by design. Oh, it's two separate systems. What it sounds like to me, you don't want, do you want the money? No, I think they want the house. And it gets auctioned off. How do we know somebody with the city is not buying these houses? I did a video uploaded how that the HOA was foreclosing on properties. Foreclosed on the properties, then you look up, how come a lawyer associated with the HOA went back and reinstated her realtor's license, bought a house worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, bought the house for like $1, then turned around and sold it. So on the HOA board, she's with the attorney rather, with the HOA, buys a house, then turns around and sells a house for hundreds of thousands of dollars in profits. Then on top of that, she turns around and gets a fee for being the realtor. So I said, wow, she got 3 jobs. Your job is a lawyer for the HOA. Then you go and buy the property and flip it. Then 3, you go ahead and sell it as a realtor. Do you not want to see what's going on? Americans are under attack. You got to fight back. Imagine someone elderly. Imagine someone this happens to, then they pass away and the family has no knowledge. Again, 6,800 homes. Wow. This is horrible. I smell a rat.
It's put into a trust for not paying their water bills. Our ABC data team found a majority of them live in minority neighborhoods. And Liz, some city council members are taking action. They're holding a rally outside of his home tomorrow. They want a public hearing to investigate what went wrong and a new bill passed to try to prevent something like this from happening.
Yes, it's time for the politicians to get to work for your constituents instead of just sitting up there getting you a check and going to a meeting, bumping your gums, not helping the American people. Like, we earn our checks, get off your butt and go earn yours as well. This is ridiculous. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Again, like I said, there are systems in place. This right here seems very corrupt. Oh, and there's 2 different systems. Well, if you want the man to keep his home, if you want the money that bad, go ahead and just put on the bill. Again, the quickest way, inconvenience, turn the water off. That'll get the attention. But they didn't do that. Then once it goes to the trust, the city should then start sending out certified letters. And they just gave it to someone downstairs. Was that person the owner? Again, and I understand they can do that. Said before, said again, there are what? There are systems in place. And the fact that this is happening, these people need to get together and get active. How many times has this happened with this trust, with the city? A way to build wealth on the backs of others. So I say fight with all your might. This is just not acceptable. It's enough to survive. Now they're trying to steal your American dream. Steal your generational wealth. That's how I see it. Again, I smell a rat. This smells crooked. Then it's in 2 different systems. Well, how the heck is he supposed to know? Oh, we sent some letters out. Is there a proof of delivery? Oh, just regular mail. I don't trust it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Anyway, let me know what you all think. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share. This here has got to stop. It's not acceptable. Oh my goodness. 22 years working, pays it off, valued at $800,000. Oh, you got to pass the water bill. We gave you a notice during COVID. Let me guess, anybody who answered the door over 18? Nah. And then it's in the 2 different systems. Again, the quickest way to do it is just turn the water off. Quickest way. It's just like the place I'm wanting to think, I forget, when they had was it Detroit, where they had contaminated water. The water was killing people, making people sick. I think it was lead, landing people in the hospital. Then they wanted you to pay for the contaminated water that could kill you and make you sick. And then on top of that, the same thing, trying to take your property in Detroit. The ones at the top are very crooked. when they call these politicians, what's the saying? How you know one is lying? Because the mouth is moving. The people that are supposed to serve the people are sitting up here for things like this here. Makes me think you're trying to profit and live off of them. You're trying to create wealth off the people. It's time to hold their feet to the fire. Hold their feet to the fire. And besides a meeting, we're gonna need some action. What's the follow-up? The community has got to hold their feet to the fire. Because guess what? It could happen to you. Thanks for watching. Feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I'm out.